Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Showdown.
All righty then. This is episode 33 of Animated Showdown. Here, part of the Animated Anarchy series here on the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. I am, of course, your host, Ace Ventura, Toon Detective, joined as always by Money E.
What's up?
Sean is here as always.
Hello.
And, of course, our wild card, Dave.
The one and only.
So we are here. It is episode 33. We are in stage 3 of the Animated Anarchy series. And tonight's matches are, or today's matches are, we of course are on your lunch break. It's a Wednesday afternoon. We got Space Ghost taking on Hong Kong PHOOEY. We have Claymore taking on Black Butler, the perfect as of right now Black Butler. Lucas the Spider takes on Dora the Explorer. The Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy is going to take on Phineas and Ferb. And in our main event, Ace Ventura Pet Detective is going to take on Sonic SATAM. Now, if Ace Ventura Pet Detective gets swept by Sonic SATAM, then Ace Ventura Pet Detective, the animated series, will be joining the World of David the Gnome as one of the worst series here in, or one of the worst shows in the Animated Anarchy series. So if you've never seen the show before, we're going to get the randomizer pulled up. These 3 guys are going to judge the categories. 5 categories are going to be selected by the randomizer. If a show wins 3-0, 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10, and 5 for the loser. If a show is swept, they lose 10 points. Now, Eric and Dave have the power, as Sean used it on Saturday's show, that if they see a category they do not like, they can attempt to change it. And they can say, okay, I don't want this category in there. I would prefer this one instead. Somebody can second it if they choose, and that category will be replaced. Can everybody see the screen?
Right.
Yeah, Dave tried to use it, but it was not seconded. But what Sean did was seconded. But we are going to. Can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Yep. One click. All right. Right now, it's theme song, fan base, character development, cultural impact, and humor. Dave, do you want to switch anything?
I would like to get rid of fan base for animation style.
All right.
The reason why I want to say that to talk to these two, I want to do that because fan base and cultural impact kind of coincide. So I don't want one show to have the advantage in those 2 categories to make it an easy win.
Fair. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
I was going to say yes anyway.
Sean, you were going to say yes anyway?
Yeah, regardless of what it was.
Okay. All right, so we have a second. So it is animation instead of fan base. That is a very good point by Dave, because you can say that fan base and cultural impact are pretty much the same thing.
Well, they coincide. They're definitely different, but it definitely coincides. Like if you have a huge fan base, you're making a huge impact. So
there are some shows that it could be the opposite too.
Yeah, there's some unique shows where I feel like they have more impact than fan base or vice versa. A very select few.
Yeah.
But all right, so fan base out, animation style in. So it is theme song, animation style, character development, cultural impact, and humor. So what do we think of the categories?
I like it. It's a good balance. I like it better than Saturday.
Dave, what do we feel? How do we feel?
I like it. now that I took fan base out of there, I like it.
All right, Sean, how do we feel?
I like it. It's a pretty strong lineup.
Probably one of the stronger ones we've had in a while.
And we start off with two of one of the judges and one of the hosts' favorite categories.
Yeah.
Theme song, and then it goes into animation.
Yeah, exactly. So we it's kind of a win-win there. Although I will say that as far as like the theme song category goes, there are a couple of battles on here where you really can, theme song can be a toss-up.
Yeah,
now the first battle, when we get to animation style, and I'll get to that in a second, because we are going to start. It is Space Ghost versus Hong Kong Phooey. Space Ghost is 1-1 in the division, and 1-1, 20 points in the division of Lisa Skelly. And Hong Kong Phooey is 0-2, and I believe no points in the division of Shane. So Hong Kong Phooey cannot move up into the division lead. However, I believe Space Ghost here with a sweep. Space Ghost can tie for now. Can tie the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack for the division lead with a sweep, but we're going to see how that goes. We are going to start with theme song. Sean, who had the better theme song between Space Ghost and Hong Kong Phooey?
I went with Hong Kong Phooey.
It's a very catchy song.
Yes.
I mean, somebody disagrees. This is why he raised his hand up. All right, you're starting stuff with Sean already, Eric. Go ahead.
I just preferred Space Ghost. I thought they were both decent, but I prefer Space Ghost.
All right. Dave, we're about 8 minutes in. Already a tie that needs to be broken.
Well. Yeah, Eric, I disagree with you. I'm going Hong Kong Phooey. I just, I think it's a little more catchy. I think it's a little more iconic of a theme song. And I just think it's a little more fun and funky. So that's why I'm going with that one.
All right. Hong Kong Phooey is up 1-0. 2 more, and then they sweep. Animation style is up next. By the way, both these shows are Hanna-Barbera's animation. Which show did Hanna-Barbera work harder on, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Space Ghost here. I just thought it required more detailed character movement, and it was a little more action oriented, like framing for the animation. So I thought it took a little more to it for the animation. I just feel like Hong Kong Phooey was a lot simpler animation, and it went through loops. It had looped animation, so it didn't have to, have as much technique or, detail into the scenes that were going on like Space Ghost did.
All right. Sean?
Yeah, I went Hong Kong Phooey as well. I thought it was more fluid.
You went Space Ghost.
I went Space Ghost.
Oh. Well, I went Hong Kong Phooey.
Okay. I mean, makes it interesting. So I'm not gonna fault you for that. I'm just saying that like if you thought you were agreeing with Dave, you're not.
I just heard the last part of that wrong.
The whole show just blends together. All right. Eric, guess what? You're breaking a tie.
Yep, I'm agreeing with David this time. Space Ghost.
All right.
I think it's the first time I agreed with him in a while.
Yeah. I mean, you're sticking with Space Ghost because you've already picked him to win a category.
Yeah.
So, all right. 1-1. So no sweep is happening. So Space Ghost cannot move up into a tie for the division lead at the moment. Character development is up next. Eric, who had the better character development between the two shows?
I'm sticking with Space Ghost. I thought story arc is just a little bit better, and the characters were more emotional in the show. I took the emotional development there.
All right. Sean, why don't you go next?
I actually agree with Eric. I also went with Space Ghost.
A rare occurrence of a wild money E and a wild TCA Reaper.
The whole premise was easier
Agreed.
to understand with that show than Hong Kong Phooey. At times, to me, was a little bit confusing.
I can see that. Hong Kong Phooey, of all the Hanna-Barbera shows, I think Hong Kong Phooey kind of ranks. It's not my least favorite, but it's like kind of down there.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a fan of it. I mean, I could sit down and I can watch it, without a problem. But if like there's an opportunity to watch something else, I would watch this something else.
Agreed.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
I'm going Space Ghost here. I thought, the transformations from being like a straightforward hero to a comedic talk show host kind of deal, and then back to seriousness. It had more of a complex character. Hong Kong Phooey was very static. It did not experience any meaningful growth or change
Right.
throughout the entire show. So,
All right, they are up 2-1. Space Ghost is. One more, and they get to 20 points. Cultural impact. Now, Dave, you had mentioned about Space Ghost being, transitioning into that comedic talk show hosting. Now, obviously, that's a different show than what this is.
yeah.
Because it's Space Ghost Coast to Coast from 1994. This, of course, is Space Ghost from the late 60s. But still, that has to do with the cultural impact because Cartoon Network brought the character back. So, obviously, there's a cultural impact there. So, Dave, I'm going to start with you. Who had the bigger cultural impact between the two shows?
Yeah, like you said, in the last category, you rather watch Space Ghost than Hong Kong Phooey. And I feel like a lot of people would say that. I thought it was, a very good character, Space Ghost, and I just thought they had a good, they pioneered it well, and adding the coast to coast with the host comedic area, I thought that was pretty good. That was in the 90s, right, where they did that?
Yeah, 90. It says it started in 94, but I think I actually think I started watching it in 96.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly when it started, but I do know it started in the 90s, and it was kind of dumb, but obviously Space Ghost was an iconic enough character that we're like, they felt like,
like they could kind of do it and get away with it.
Yeah. And I think they did.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely did.
Yeah, because what they were trying to parody, the Late Show with David Letterman, because Letterman had that interview style of he would, he could be, even though he was very funny, a lot of people liked him, he could be a blithering idiot.
Yeah, but I feel like they pioneered a lot of stuff for a lot of different shows. Even like shows nowadays like Rick and Morty. I feel like, they paved the way for shows like that. So I think their impact is definitely far, far beyond what Hong Kong Phooey could ever achieve.
All right. Sean, do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Actually. Another rare occurrence.
Okay.
Hey, we
Eric?
agree often.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree with you guys.
No, do you now?
Nope.
You better, Eric. Jumping through the screen.
All right. Space Ghost is going to win it 3-1. They're going to get 20 points out of the deal. They cannot catch the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, who still has yet to go in stage 3, so they can increase their lead even more. but this is 20 points for Space Ghost. Hong Kong Phooey remains without points, and they are 0-3.
It's
All
just
right.
not that good of a show. I feel bad for them. They're just getting beat down.
Yeah, and the funny thing, by the way, there are fans of the show. Like there are people that do like the show, and I'm not going to crap on the show because I actually, if it were on and nothing else were on, I would probably watch it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's not terrible where you can't watch it like some of the other stuff, like Gem and the Holograms, stuff like that. Josie and the Pussycats. I would rather watch Hong Kong Phooey for the rest of my life than to ever watch those two.
Yeah. And by the way, a show that is doing horrible right now because they are the worst show in this series, The World of David the Gnome, which is more meant to be a kid's show than anything, but still. All right, so moving on to our anime battle for the day. And this is actually a big anime battle for... You are right there, Eric?
Yeah, I was checking the score of the Flyers, but...
Okay, all right.
He's glitching out.
So, all right. We have Claymore taking on Black Butler. Claymore is in the division of Gary Lutz, and they are 1-1 with 35 points. By the way, they have their division lead right now, and they can add to that division lead with any points. The problem is they're going against the 2-0, 60-point, perfect Black Butler. And if Black Butler can sweep Claymore, if they can sweep Claymore, then they will be 3-0, 90 points, and tie 16 for the 1 seed at the moment. Still got a long way to go, but they will have the tie for the 1 seed at the moment if they can perform the sweep. Could be a little difficult, but so this is an anime battle with some stakes to it. We start with theme song, and Dave, since this is a big battle and this is your genre, I'm going to let you start. Who had the better theme song?
This one's tough because I think they both had good theme songs. I feel like Black Butler was, more like catchy and more of an iconic opening, where Claymore is more like, more themed towards what the show is, like the theme of the show. It's more like, dark, gritty type deal. So I think like Claymore's theme song matches the show, like the theme, but I think Black Butler's song and its opening is more iconic and more, catchy and a little more stylish. But it's really your preference. I'm going to go with Black Butler here. I think their iconic opener just hits a little different for me.
All right. Eric, I saw the hand go up, which means you're not going to make this easy for Black Butler. Go ahead.
Nope. I prefer Claymore. As David said about it, I just prefer that style of and it fits perfectly with the show. So.
All right.
Eric likes these dark animes.
Yeah. I mean,
I put you on, Eric. You're welcome.
all the power to him. Now, Sean, a tie to be broken here. Now you can take the drama out of this whole thing right away. Or
Yeah, I went with Black Butler.
he's not going to take the drama out of it. We're going to keep the drama going.
Oh,
It's just I think it's the more impressive theme.
Okay. I mean, I do agree. I mean, I like both, so I'm not gonna. I can't really like say which one I prefer over the other, mainly because I don't have to. But all right, so Black Butler 1-0. They're 1 down, 2 to go. So we move on to animation style. Eric, who had the better animation style?
I'm sticking with Claymore. I just like the dark and detailed animation style.
Ooh. This one's tough as hell too.
All right. Well, do you want to go next, or do you want to go, or do you want to go last?
I'll go last. I'll let Shawnee boy do it.
All right, Sean.
Oh man.
Are you gonna keep the intense? You know, are they gonna be able to pull it out, or are they gonna drop right here?
I don't know. I like both of them, but I'm sticking to Black Butler.
All right.
Oh, man, this is tough.
Well, you got the decision to make now.
This is tough because I think they're very well refined in different areas for their animation. Claymore is a Madhouse production. They're a very good studio. I feel like they have better like action anime.
Yeah.
You know, with the intense fluid sword fights. You know, the choreograph for the battles. But I think Black Butler, it has more of like detailed in the visuals, like the background and more detailed to the characters. It's more polished and stylistic presentations. But I'm going Black Butler here. I think because you put so much effort into the background in every scene, every character is very detailed. Claymore, it's very good, but its animation is more towards the action animation.
All right. 2 down, 1 to go. They can tie 16 for the 1 seed right now. Now, obviously, it's going to change. We got a gauntlet stage coming up where, I'm going to be giving away points like Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah gave away prizes, when they had talk shows. Now, not that I'm trying to compare myself to Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah because I don't have that money, but I do have the points to give away.
Okay.
So obviously, like, point standings are really going to change in stage 4. But for right now, before we get to that, and Dave, I'm going to ask you because you are our anime guy, which is why you were brought on to this show for your anime expertise. Is it surprising to you that Black Butler is doing so well, even better than some of the more well-known animes?
I feel like they had a little easier of a competition, to be fair, compared to some of the bigger animes, which they've had to battle each other. But Black Butler, I think, is a very good hidden gem. I think it's slept on, for how good it is.
Yeah.
It's
top 3 for me.
Yeah, I do think it deserves to be up there. It's definitely a very good anime. It's got good animation. It's got a good story. Like it has everything you'd want in a show. And it keeps you interested. So I definitely feel like it deserves to be up there.
Okay. So if at some point it has to go up against either One Piece, Naruto, or Bleach,
I think they would have a fair shot, but it's very difficult to go up against the big 3 because they have so much extra money to put into, like, animation, to put into voice acting and different areas that like Black Butler does excel in those areas too, but comparing the two, depending, it could be very difficult.
All right. So basically basically his answer is wait and see if it happens.
Yep. Can't give nothing away. It'll be close. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I feel like with this anime, it definitely would be close. I feel like it can compete with the top animes.
Okay. All right. Character development is the last category. Black Butler is one category win away from a sweep and a tie with 16 as the 1 seed. And by the way, Black Butler, a more convincing 1 seed than 16. Am I wrong?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I think Black Butler is far superior compared to 16.
Okay. Yeah, so all right. Character development is the category. Sean, who had the better character development between Black Butler and Claymore?
I'm sticking to Black Butler.
Ooh,
Go ahead,
there
Eric.
goes his hand. There goes his hand.
Sticking with Claymore.
If anything, he's keeping it interesting. So,
Yeah.
because we need, drama's good for stuff like this. But what that really means, and by the way, this is appropriate.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Dave.
But I understand because like these shows are very close in these categories. I feel like even this category, I feel like Seal's, following Seal's character development, it's more subtle. It's slow peeling back of layers rather than drastic quick changes.
Yeah.
And then Claymore, I just feel like you got that stoic, trauma-driven warrior who turns into like a leader and embraces the humanity and forms like deeper bonds and has a better supporting cast and their detailed background. So I'm going with Claymore here, actually.
All right. The drama is over. Black Butler could not get it done.
When 16 stayed in first.
Yeah, by itself.
Yep.
But Black Butler, by the way, came close.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Closer than anybody else has really come.
I feel like if the next category was third, they would have had it, though.
Yeah, that's it. I agree. So do you want to go first on this one?
Sure. I already kind of gave it away what I was going with.
That's why you're
For
going
cultural impact, I'm going with Black Butler. It's just very mainstream, has huge popularity. In Japan alone, it has 36 million copies sold. It's huge. It's definitely into the Western side of the world now too. It's definitely getting a huge fandom. It's definitely making more of an impact than Claymore, I think.
All right. Eric?
Yeah, I'm actually going with Butler this time. From what I read and researched, it led me to Butler, and especially because global impact.
All right, Sean?
Yeah, I'm sticking it to with Black Butler.
All right. They are going to win it 3-1. They get 20 points out of the deal. So they are tied with a bunch of teams for the 2 seed. 16 still rules by itself for the 1. And now we move on to the next battle, which is Lucas the Spider versus Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, I really, whoever put these shows on here, I know who you are.
You gotta thank Eric. He picked all.
No, this was you.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's because Eric picked 50 of them of the ones I needed.
I mean, it is true. Eric did pick a lot of the shows that Sean was thinking of.
That's why Eric said I got that ready on the spot. He said I gotta send that in way faster than Sean does.
So I did mine first because I'm just like, because I knew I was going to yell if somebody took one of the shows I was trying to put in. And
Yeah.
even after I put mine in, when Eric picked his, he still picked 5 that I already picked. Which shows how cheap he is because he can't even pay attention. But that's why, like, when Dave, you put in all anime because you're just like, can I should all of my picks be anime? And I'm like, I know nobody else is gonna pick them, so go ahead.
Hey, I even gave Sean some sleepers. I'm the one that said 16 for him in like Ben 10 and a couple sleepers because it was very difficult after you and Eric for cartoons because like you guys picked a lot of them. It was definitely difficult. You had to go back and really wander that mind.
Yeah, and then by the way, when we had to pick like another like 40 or 50 shows because we exceeded the amount of people because a lot of people wanted to be in this, so we had to get more. And I'm looking and I'm like, huh? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And that's when I went to you. I'm like, just give me 20 more because I can't give me 20 more anime because I can't come up with 50 more cartoons.
Right.
I couldn't come up with them until after. Like I realized I'm like, oh crap, these aren't in there.
Right. Yeah. You always find, that always happens on the spot. It's hard to think of everything, but after the fact, it's always easy to remember.
Yeah. All right. Lucas the Spider 0-2 in the division of Gary Lutz. No points. Matthew Gore has Dora the Explorer. 0-2, -10 points. So we start with theme song. Sean, who had the better theme song?
Dora the Explorer.
I feel like that's a duh.
Dora, Dora, Dora.
Don't get it copyrighted.
It's like one of those theme songs that I almost already know, almost by heart. It's kind of sad.
Well, yeah, you have little kids.
They don't watch it.
Oh,
Mom, vomit nose. Everybody.
All right, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I went Dora. Hands down.
Yeah, you like that show, don't you, Eric? Teach you a lot of things.
Maybe when I was a kid.
Eric, when this show first came on air, you were already 18 years old.
Dang.
Oh, never mind.
No, because the show came out in 2003, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I was 18.
So I wasn't actually for once I wasn't actually picking on him. I was telling him that that's when the show came on air.
He probably has family, and back in the day, you had Dora on for the kids.
Well, Eric, how much younger is your brother than you?
6.5 years.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good chunk.
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, 12 or 11,
Yeah.
12. Yeah,
Yeah, I ain't watching
11.
Dora at 12. I'm telling you, I ain't doing that.
No, he wasn't doing that.
Unless you're
I think he was
babysitting the kid.
skateboarding.
Yep.
Unless you're
He was a
babysitting the kid
skateboarder
who
back in the day.
All right. Dave, go ahead.
I'm going Dora. Definitely a banger of a theme song for a kid's cartoon. It's catchy.
All right. Dora the Explorer is up 1-0.
What would you have done, Doug?
Huh?
What would you have done?
Dora the Explorer.
Uh,
It is a catchy theme song. Like in my personal opinion. So, all right. 1-0, 2 more, and then they get a sweep. We move on to animation style. I don't know how fair this actually is. Dave?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Lucas the Spider here.
Okay.
For animation, it's got the CGI detail. It's got in the realism. It's definitely like the spider looks real, like it brings it kind of to life type deal.
Yeah.
Dora is very simple, very very simple. It doesn't take any effort to make Dora's character design or anything like that. So, yep.
All right. Sean?
Yeah, Lucas the Spider. Obviously, it's more of it's got more of that modern use.
All right. And Eric, go ahead.
Yep, sweep it.
All right. Lucas is Spider, so we got a tie. By the way, the two guys who are going at it here, Matthew Gore and Gary Lutz, like to make fun of each other. So, because they are buddies, so they like to make fun of each other. So I think I just added more fuel to the fire.
Nice job, though.
The funny thing is, I forget, because sometimes I forget who's in each of it. Some of these battles I do pick on purpose just so these people can go against each other, but some of them I forget. So when I put this together and I realized it's like, oh, these two are going at it. And I'm like, well, this is another thing for the two of them to make fun of each other for. So good on me. All right. Character development. Eric, who had better character development between the two?
Spider. Because it was more of a story arc show. If that makes sense.
All right, Dave.
I'm going with Lucas, the Spider here. I just thought, I had more relatability, more empathy type deals that they kind of went towards with their development. Growth through exploration and stuff like that. Dora, I feel like, it was a consistent role model type deal, but it was like the same structure over and over, and it was more educational, like trying to solve problems than being actual like development of character.
All right. Sean?
Yeah, I went with Lucas the Spider.
All right. They're up 2-1. One more, and they get a 3-1 win. But the next category is cultural impact.
Mm-hmm.
Dave?
I'm going with Dora the Explorer here. I just feel like it's definitely had more of an impact. Everybody knows who Dora is, or Boots, or, Swiper, a couple people from the show. It was a global phenomenon. It's had long-term impact. I'm pretty sure it probably still gets played reruns or, new Dora on there as well. So it's definitely, I think it was groundbreaking. And it featured, the Spanish language inclusion as well. So I think it was multicultural as well.
Right. All right. Sean?
Oh yeah, Dora the Explorer, hands down. Lucas the Spider is still relatively new, and it doesn't have that effect that Dora had at the time.
Okay. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Yep, sweep it. Dora. Because of the educational impact.
All right. We're going to go to the fifth category on this one.
Wow.
Humor.
I didn't expect that.
This is a bad category, I think, to end this on between these two shows. So, Sean, you're going to start.
I went with Dora. I think you could find the humor in Swiper's antics, and some of there's a little bit of wordplay in there that is kind of funny. Lucas the Spider is just kind of like that real childish, goofy humor. It's kind of annoying.
All right, Eric, I saw a hand go up.
Yep, I went the opposite. I went Spider.
Okay.
I just thought there was a bit more humor in that. I don't think there's any humor in Dora.
All right, and Dave, you're going to break the tie here.
Well, looks like I'm doing that. I'm agreeing with Sean here. I'm going with Dora the Explorer. I think, he said it perfectly. Swiper's antics, even though it was kind of repetitive, children definitely see humor in that. They see the humor in Boots, the monkey. His antics as well. Children find that funny. And even the songs that like the map and stuff do. Children really find that, some of them kind of funny, and they like that. Lucas the Spider, I feel like it was very gentle, It was like, it relied on, cuteness of a tiny jumping spider, and it was like very calming content. It wasn't very humorous.
All right. Dora the Explorer is going to win it 3-2. They're going to get 10 points, so they get themselves out of the negative. But they're just going to be at 0. But Lucas the Spider is going to pick up 5 points himself. So he actually ends up with 5 points. So we move on to the next battle. I think this is going to be a little bit of a hard one. We got the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy taking on Phineas and Ferb. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. In the division of Nick Visco, 2-0, 30 points. Now, with a sweep here, they move into a 3-way tie with Magic School Bus and My Hero Academia for the top of the division with a sweep. The problem with that line of thinking is they are going against Phineas and Ferb, 1-1, 20 points. Phineas and Ferb with a sweep here can move into a tie for now for the top of the division with Timon and Pumbaa in Neil Thompson's division, but Timon and Pumbaa has yet to go. As a matter of fact, I believe they actually go next Wednesday afternoon. We'll get to that at the end of the show. So if each show can sweep, then they'll be at the tops of their divisions. However, I don't know if that is possible. We start with theme song, Sean.
I went with Billy and Mandy. I like that theme song a lot better. Because it's kind of like, it's not dark, but it kind of gives you that sense of like the show is kind of darkish in a sense.
Yeah.
It's got that like sci-fi feel to it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that dark sci-fi type, like eerie type deal.
Yeah, but it's not like a scary eerie. It's kind of like
a chill
yeah,
eerie.
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
Yeah, I agree with Sean. Billy and Maddie.
All right, Dave.
This one was tough because Phineas and Ferb does have lyrics, so it does gain points for that. It's a little catchy as well, but I'm not a big fan of the person's voice and some of the how they go into some things. So I went Billy and Mandy here too. Grim Adventures.
All right, very good. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is up 1-0. 2 more, and then they sweep. Animation style. Cartoon Network versus Disney Channel. Who did it better, Dave?
I'm gonna go with Phineas and Ferb here. Actually, I think they had a little bit more cleaner, consistent, colorful aesthetic to their animation, and I think they had pretty good, high quality animation for many seasons. Yeah, I thought that it was pretty consistent and fluid throughout the entire thing. They are pretty detailed with it too. I do like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy's like dark gothic color. I do enjoy that, but I just thought Phineas and Ferb was a little bit cleaner.
Okay. All right, Eric, go ahead.
I went Billy. I stuck with Billy and Maddie. I just preferred that animation style. No.
All right, Sean, time to break a tie.
I went with Billy and Mandy. I thought theirs was just slightly more cleaner. Not perfect. Neither of them were perfect, but slightly cleaner.
All right. Billy and Mandy's up 2-0. 1 more, and then they sweep. And like I said, if they can sweep, then they move into a 3-way division tie with both Magic School Bus and My Hero Academia for Nick Visco's division. Character development. Eric, who had better character development between the two shows?
I stuck with Billy and Maddie. I thought there was more of a story arc in that show. I don't think there's much development in either one, but I stuck with Billy and Maddie.
All right. Sean?
Yeah, I'm sticking to Billy and Mandy too. I think there's growth shown within the relationship of Billy and Mandy, and just Mandy's like whole personality somewhat changes after a while.
And the fact that she picks on the Grim Reaper.
Yep.
All right, Dave?
Yeah, I think this one's pretty close, but it is going to Billy and Mandy. I just feel like the transition of like, the Reaper, becoming like the Reaper and then being a slave to the children and going to their demands is pretty hilarious. That's a huge transition. And then you definitely see, some change in Billy and Mandy towards each other and towards Grim. You see Grim kind of actually like the children at some points as well. So I went with them.
All right. So I'm kind of surprised here. I actually thought this was going to be a closer battle, but the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy takes it 3-0. They're going to get the sweep. Therefore, they are going to be in that 3-way division tie with Magic School Bus and My Hero Academia.
Wow.
So it is another close division race. We have a few of them that are close, where 2 or 3 of them are up there. And so now Phineas and Ferb will also lose. What?
I had these two split. It was just a matter of category for me.
Right. So Phineas and Ferb loses 10 points. We move on now to the main event of the evening. Ace Ventura Pet Detective, the animated series, taking on Sonic SATAM. Ace Ventura Pet Detective, the animated series, 0-2, negative 20 points in the division of Will Penn. If they get swept here, they will be with the World of David the Gnome as one of the worst shows in the animated Anarchy series. Sonic SATAM, 2-0, 40 points in the division of Ryan Barber. They right now are leading their division, and they can just extend the lead if no matter what points they get. All right. Theme song is the first category. Both shows have words in their theme song. Sean, you're first.
I went Ace Ventura Pet Detective. It was close because I also liked Sonic, but there was aspects of Ace Ventura that I liked better. So
okay, fair enough. Eric?
Yep, I went with Sonic. I think it's more of a catchy tune, and I think it's kind of a classic one.
All right, Dave, you get to start. You get to start off the battle here, breaking a tie.
Ooh, this one is tough because I thought they were both pretty decent, but I'm going with Sonic, the fastest thing alive.
Okay, Sonic SATAM is up 1-0. 2 more, and then they sweep. Animation style is up next, and Dave, you're going to start this one.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go with Sonic SATAM here. I just thought it was more consistent. I thought it had a little more cinematic animation as well.
All right. Sean.
I went with Sonic. There was a lot more going on than what we thought. No, it's just a lot more technical, I think, than Ace Ventura was.
Okay. All right, Eric.
Yep, sweep it, Sonic. I just like that style, and I think it came from the video game, right?
Yeah. All right. They're up 2-0. One more and they get the sweep. And Ace Ventura joins the world of David the Gnome as the worst show in the animated Anarchy series. Not really, something you want to be known as. Character development.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Eric.
I stuck with Sonic. I think there's more of. I just think there's more of development in that show.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going with Sonic SATAM here as well. I just thought the characters definitely had more depth to them. There was emotional depth as well. I feel like in between the characters, and I feel like they had genuine like friendship dynamics that you could really feel that dynamic in there. And so I went with Sonic here.
All right, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I also went with Sonic. I think the whole premise of the show helped it more than, a one-sided, one character at Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Okay. All right, they get the 3-0 sweep. They're going to get 30 points, increases their division lead by 45 points. And Ace Ventura Pet Detective, along with the world of David the Gnome, the worst shows in the animated Anarchy series right now, points wise, they're at -30.
Ouch.
A very big deficit for Ace Ventura to overcome. We'll see what happens because they are going to be part of the based on a movie gauntlet in the gauntlet stage of the series. But this Saturday, special start time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, here on the When Tunes Combined YouTube channel for Animated Hour of Power. Here's what we got. We've got the Muppet Babies taking on Bobby's World. The Muppet Babies have a chance, if they can get a sweep here, to go 3-0, 90 points, and be tied with 16 for the 1 seed in the series. A lot of others have tried and failed. Can Muppet Babies get the job done against Bobby's World?
I think so.
Code Geass takes on Rick and Morty the anime. Mike Lou and Og takes on Ed, and Eddie. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero will face DuckTales in the main event.
Ooh.
A battle of two 80s powerhouses right there.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very.
All right. Animated Showdown next Wednesday afternoon, episode 34. Fairly Odd Parents takes on Kim Possible. So we're starting off hot.
Yeah, that's a big
Yes,
one.
we are.
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter takes on Redo of Healer.
Ooh.
Exo
David's looking
Squad.
forward to that, right, Dave?
Oh yeah. You already know it.
Yeah. Exo Squad takes on the Pirates of Dark Water. Timon and Pumbaa takes on Tiny Toon Adventures.
Mm.
And the main event is going to be Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids versus the Super Friends.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Okay.
So that is next Wednesday for Animated Showdown, episode 34. We are getting to the point where just a few weeks away from the end of stage 3. I know I still actually have to send you guys after next week. I actually have to send you the lineups for the next few episodes.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because they were not made yet when I sent them.
Yep.
But-
I just got blank spaces.
Yeah. But
Yep.
most of them are made now. I still have to finish up Showdown's episode 37, and I got to do episode 38 for both Hour of Power and Showdown. We're getting to the point, though, to where I know what I haven't used yet. So
So 38 is the last one?
of stage 3, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
So
then,
one more, about a month left.
yeah. So, and coming up, so when we get to the stage 4, Dave will be obviously with us the first week because that'll be the week before he gets married. But the second week of the gauntlet stage, he will be, making his marriage official.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah.
So, which to me, the marriage is already official because technically she already has your last name, right?
Yeah.
Or at least on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. It doesn't make it legally changed.
Not legally yet, but you might as well you've been calling her your wife for like since I've known you.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
So
That's what she is.
yeah. So, but all
Now,
right.
Dave, how long have you been together?
Like 4 years.
So, all right. So next, so make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combine. Also like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. This Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, will be part 3 because we did
Friday.
Yeah, I said this Friday.
I thought you said Saturday. Sorry.
Well, I meant to say Friday. If I said Saturday, then my apologies, and you were right to correct me. So I will not threaten to fire you this time. But I thought I did say Friday. So anyway, this Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, will be part 3 of WrestleMania Through the Years. We will be getting from WrestleMania 21 to WrestleMania 41. Hopefully.
Depends what we do yesterday.
Yeah. Also, like and subscribe Eric's or Money's Unscripted Sports Show. You're going to find him on Twitch at TCAX Money E. You're going to find him on TikTok at Money E wishes he had a 6-pack pics. Also, you're going to find Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCAX Godsent 95.
Yeah, we live.
Yeah, you're going to find Sean on Twitch and TikTok. I know I said YouTube on Saturday, but it's actually TikTok at TCAX Reaper. Also, like and subscribe to the Dizzle97 YouTube channel. He just did a live play along of The Quarry, the video game. It came out on Saturday. That's when he did it. Also, like and subscribe to the Stabcast YouTube channel with Daniel and Mindy, and we'll see everybody Saturday afternoon for Animated Hour of Power.
Peace.
Peace.
And Sean, I'll follow you on TikTok.